Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Kayla Briggs and I do a little bit of everything from true crime to movie and show reviews, vlogs, anything you name it, your girl's doing it, okay? Right now I am trying to do Vlogmas and I decided that I wanted to do something a little bit more interesting and a little bit easier to kind of like edit and to kind of make a video for Vlogmas, and I'm pre-recording these videos so that I can have an easier time instead of stressing, because finals week is coming up. It's almost here and I'm kind of stressing about it, but we are gonna move on nevertheless because we are growing here. So today we're gonna be doing something a little bit out of my comfort zone, and we are gonna be going on Reddit. As I'm editing this video, I realized that I forgot to say let's get into it, so let's get into it. If I have the screen on, you guys will be able to see it, or I'm just gonna take pictures for you guys so that you guys can see it on the side here. And yeah, so let's get started on what we are doing. We are gonna be starting out with the dating Reddit because I think that's like pretty interesting, and then we'll go on to, in another video, we'll go on to like other parts of Reddit. But first we're gonna start out with the dating Reddit, and I'm just gonna read some of these and then give you guys my thoughts, opinions on it. I really like that. So we're gonna start out with guy I went out with pulled out a knife on the first meeting. Yeah, let's read. So a few days ago, I went on a date with a guy I matched with on a dating site. We met in a bar, had a few drinks, and then he told me he needed to grab some things from his place, and since it was on the way, maybe we could smoke up together for a while before he dropped me off. He seemed like a nice person, so I went with it. I would have never done that. For one, meeting a person on the first thing, it's like super scary, and even though you might think they're nice from like eating dinner with you, I would not go home yet. Like, I would give it a little bit more before I go to that person's house, if that makes sense. But who am I to judge, you know? You do you. We reached his place and it was a 3-bedroom flat. Ooh, that's not bad. Okay, must be nice. He might have roommates. We were talking about casual things, and out of nowhere he tells me he wants to show me something. He went to his cupboard and got one of those hunter knives to me. I was terrified. Yeah, I wonder what his intentions were. Like, did he just expect you to be like, coolest knife I've ever seen? Did he just expect you to be really excited to see that? Like, I'm very confused on why he would just show you a knife like that. I was thinking about all the ways things could go wrong. Exactly. Then he starts telling me about how sharp the knife is and asks me to touch it to prove his point, which I did. Fortunately, he did not harm. Well, that's good. You know, that's good. I mean, that is so weird though. But honestly, if I had the balls, they would have been in my mouth that day. What? I don't know what made him think that it was a great idea. I blocked him and never contacted him after that. Edit, a lot of people are saying that it's just boys being boys, and I understand that I'd have been normal, but it's also about how sketchy he was behaving. I personally love knives and would not have gotten scared in a normal scenario. I would say that that's a little weird. Especially in this day and age with like people just like, I don't know, just not sane. Okay, just not sane, and him just randomly pulling out a knife and just being like, oh, do you want to touch it? Like, that's the weirdest thing, especially on a first date. Like, give it like a couple of dates before you be like, oh, you want to see my knife collection, you know? But on the first one, I wouldn't say so. Let's look at some of these comments though. Side note, it's generally not a good idea to become impaired when first meeting someone, and certainly don't go back to their place. This could have ended very differently. Hate to sound like your mom, but this is not a safe way to go about dating. I agree. She shouldn't have gone back to his place, and I kind of skipped over the fact that they were going to be smoking, and I agree that, you know, those two combined are not very good. If you're going to be impaired with someone that you barely know, like, at least have like another person or something. But I just don't feel like it's the first day, you're firstly meeting him, you don't know him very well. Don't go back to his place, and don't smoke or drink heavily to the point where you're intoxicated. I don't recommend. Common sense ain't so common in this sub, to be honest. Being naive will take you down a road you don't want to ride. I agree. Yeah. Everyone seems to be very like, don't go home with the person on the first date. Like, that was the first wrong move you made. I don't want to say no victim shaming. I'm not shaming her for whatever she thinks. I just think that they are right that you should not go home with people on the first date. Hey guys, welcome to this part of the video where we talk about affiliate links. Now, of course, if you guys are new here, I have been doing Amazon for a little bit, but not too long, and I am getting back into the groove of it since it is the holiday season and everyone needs gifts ideas, decoration ideas. You know, Christmas, it is the season. I love Christmas. It's my favorite season of the year, and I just love giving gifts. So for these affiliate links today, here are some pictures that I have. I love these ornaments on this side. I think that they would be great in your house. And of course, everyone needs an ugly sweater. If you don't get an ugly sweater this year, I don't know what you're doing. You need one, okay? You need one. So here are some ugly sweater ideas. They're actually not that bad. They're actually pretty cute, but to each be their own, you know? I like a cute, ugly sweater, but also ugly at the same time. And I think cheetah print gives it a little bit of a point up, if I may. So click the links down below, and let's get back into the video. Bye. So let's move on to the next one. This one is saying, why do people say don't talk to a girl just for a relationship, but then also say to make your intentions clear from the start? I just don't get it. Please help. Do I make friends first or make my intentions clear that I would like to date her? Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of a question here. Don't go into all your interactions with women with the expectation of it turning into a relationship. When you do find one who wants to date you, make it clear up front what it is that you're looking for romantically. That's a very good comment right there. This guy said, agreed. If you only talk to women you're interested in / are interested in you, then you lose the opportunity to learn from other women things that you may want to update about your strategy. You could also learn that you like something / someone you never expected by opening yourself up to the experience. That's interesting. I would make all the women that I meet my friends first, and if I grow to like that person, then I would be able to be like, okay, like I like you, like this is, you know, are you wanting to like me back or whatever. But I would recommend that, you know, be friends with some of these girls and then show your intentions after you realize you like that or something. But I think that's really good. This one is a long one. It's a story. I'm mid-20s and out of university, and as a woman, even I struggle to make new friends. Yeah. Now that I'm done with school and I work all the time, I've instead gone the route of trying to maintain a small, close-knit group of friends from college that I still regularly hang out with all the time. Ooh, that's nice. I don't have any at the moment. I don't go out a bunch of new places during my free time unless it's to hang out with my friends or my boyfriend. So it makes meeting new people difficult. My single friends that are my age are the same way. It actually is very difficult to make new friends, not just casual acquaintances. As a working adult though, and it takes a lot of effort, so I understand it can be a struggle. I think rather than focusing on becoming good friends with girls specifically, you should focus more on making any close friends since you said you don't have any. It's healthy in a relationship to not place all your social needs on your partner, so you should find some close friends to hang out with in your spare time. This can be gym friends, language course friends, or even online gamer friends. Just get a small social circle going. Ask people to hang out outside of the normal daytime you would see them. Learning to become friends with people before learning to date people is like learning to crawl before learning to walk. I agree with that also. You need to walk, buddy. If you are trying to get yourself a relationship, because obviously you're asking this question because you may have not been in a lot of relationships or you've never been in one before, you need to learn how to walk before you run, and that means you need to become their friend, learn what they're interested in and how you can make your move, I guess, on that person. But like, you just gotta learn. Just gotta learn first. Making friends and maintaining friends is definitely a skill. Yep. And it's very much so transferable as a dating skill. You essentially have to learn to date people in general to make and maintain friends. This means putting an effort to ask them out to do things and go places with you, making yourself available to them, starting conversations and listening to them. Dating is literally exactly the same as this, except with sexual tension added. Yup. Once you've got the friends things down, the dating part just comes naturally. Another perk is that once you have a social circle, your dating pool is automatically going to expand. You'll have friends of friends that are girls, or someone that will know a girl that they can set you up on a date with. I was set up with my ex through a friend of a friend. My current boyfriend was a dating app fine, but even with him, I felt like from our earliest conversations that he was someone that I could see myself being friends with. I hang out with him every day and he basically is my best friend, so I predicted correctly. Friendship is actually key to relationships. That is a very long, winded thing, but I agree with her. I think she did very well on explaining herself here, and I think it's really cool. Yeah, I just think that comment really just gave him a good background. You need to learn how to walk before you run, and just make friends with them first. And I agree. Alrighty, let's move on to the next thing. Let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, it says this one's about I need advice. What is the problem with me is the thing. For real, my dating life is a mess since it started. Oh boy. We're about to touch touchy territory, unfortunately. My first experience, a guy who ghosted me and failed to disclose he had a girlfriend at the time. Well, dang. Found out after he ghosted me. Okay. That sucks. My ex of 3 years has no idea why he was with me. He always made sure to be on his phone playing games while we were together. Blamed me for everything bad that happened in his life. Kept reminding me of everything that was wrong with me. That right now it's making me seem that you're not good at choosing your guys. Dating after that, a string of guys that have ended a committed relationship recently, so I am assuming they are not F-boys, that have deep meaningful conversations with me just to ghost me after sex. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, most guys are like that. Most of them. I used to think they were the problem, but I am starting to see a pattern here, and I am at the center of it. I feel like I am unlovable and damaged in some way that keeps people away from me. Aww, sweetheart. Am I not pretty enough? Is there something wrong with my personality? I'm just thinking on giving up. Any advice on finding out what my issue is? I guess I have like more questions. Like, are you looking at that person as, like, when you look at their profile or you're clicking through them, are you just looking at if they're cute or not? Or are you evaluating their personality? If you're going through a string of guys and then you have like what you call it afterwards, how long is the talking phase before you get to that part? Because I think that's very important. Like, you have to, one, not only evaluate the people that you're seeing by if they're pretty or not, or if they're handsome, but two, also realizing that if you're going through a talking phase and it only lasts 2 days or 3 days, and then you're going and sleeping with them, that's a big problem, and you shouldn't be doing that, because then you're just making yourself look like you're easy or something, but you're obviously not. You're looking for someone to love and to cherish, but you need to slow it down more, if that makes sense. But you're probably very pretty. You're probably very pretty. Honestly, if you could get a string of guys, you obviously are pretty. I don't think anything is wrong with your personality. Your ex-boyfriend of 3 years, he was just a freaking jerk, okay? And the guy before that was a jerk also. They were both jerks. Unfortunately, you fell for jerks. That's what is the problem. I think that there's something here where you're just not, you're seeing red flags, but you're ignoring it because you're just wanting to be loved. And I think the problem is coming in at is that you're not loving yourself. You don't know what you want in your relationship and what you want, and that's why it's failing, because you don't know what you want, but you just want someone to love you. And I want you to tell yourself that you're not going to lower your standards just because you want someone to love you. You just need to figure out what you want in your relationship and how you would want your relationship to be, and then run with it. Someone will come by, someone will walk on by, and you'll be like, oh my god, why was I rushing it? Take your time. That's what I've learned. I hope that everyone else can learn that. Take your time when you're dating. It's no rush. It doesn't have to be a rush. They will come eventually. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!